great job of scooping underneath their partner, but then they're just wrapping, right? The goal is, even if we get underneath him here, we can go to single leg X guard, but I want to kick him in the butt to get him to post his hands. Once he posts his hands, we're talking attack central, right? Or as I get him to post his hands, comes back up, taking him backwards is easy, right? So even if you're underneath them, still kick them, right? It's gonna get their hands to post. It's gonna be a good reaction you want. Next one, he's going for my ankles, right? Whether he's picking them, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go thumb down, okay? I'm gonna reach deep into the armpit. I'm gonna do that same scooping motion. I'm gonna clear my heel. Doesn't matter if he holds the other one. Kicking, then single leg. You don't have to sweep your partner, but at least make their hands post. This is ass, right? So we're fighting, boom, ass. I reach, right? He's going for my ankle. Thumb down. Okay, you want a shooting motion. A lot of people arm drag, they do like this, right? And the tag just has to take his thumb that way. Still good. Turn your thumb over. See, now, where does he have to go? He has to go away from my thumb. So he has to take his arm that way. That opens the pocket for a big drag to get underneath him. Okay? So, once again, right here, thumb down, armpit, straight leg, right. Doesn't matter which side. I just want you to get underneath him, kick him, and we're here. One more note. Your single leg exercise does not vary from the groin. Down here, there's not a lot of power shifting. If I put it right in the middle of his groin, see that it's off balancing. I can hook his back leg, right? I can hook the front leg. I can push him forward. Right? I can push him backwards. Okay, not down here. Or down here is not bad. Not on this side for sure. Either here or here. Good? We're going to do just a simple saddle entry. Okay? If you don't know what saddle is, it seems fancy. It's really not. Okay? It's just a great way to break a leg down. So we're here. We're going to be on our back. Say we were not able to get a good pull. Maybe our partner was even trying to knee cut us a little bit. Right? They start to step in and we're here. Okay? One of my favorite times to enter. I can do this anytime I grab a leg. I can even do this from sitting up. Right? It's even easier from sitting up, I would say. And I can grab the ankle. We're going to do it from our back. Just because it's my favorite entry from my back. We're here. I'm going to grab his ankle, and I'm going to make a switch with my legs. Right now, my right leg's in between his leg, and my left leg's towards the outside. I'm just going to switch that. Okay? As I do that, I'm going to pull myself towards his leg. I want a triangle above his knee and around his groin. So look, my inside leg goes to the out, my outside leg goes to the in. I like to use my secondary hand to grab the leg, lift my hips, and triangle. Now from here, I'm just going to knock him over by controlling both of his legs. Ready for a little bit of magic. All right? One more time. Other side. We're here, I'm controlling the ankle. Anytime I'm controlling the ankle, I can do this. Inside leg goes to the outside leg goes to the inside. Grab any leg, lift your hips, triangle, and then knock them down. Okay. And if they don't fall over, you can break their leg standing, but we'll work on that later. Questions? Anybody want to see it one more time?
Yes, please.
I got you. Over here, inside leg, outside leg. Right? My hand grabs the ankle. Anytime I grab this ankle, I just switch them. Boom, hips high, triangle, knock them over. Good? One back on the leg. But we're going to do it from the knee cut. Okay? My number one way, because everyone is going to defend the knee cut almost the same way. Right? Boom, we're here. Knee shields, frames, exactly. Now, good technique would tell us we start dealing with frames, we get under hooks, all that kind of stuff to patch the guard. We're going to ignore all those things. I'm going to put my chest over his chest and put my hands to the mat. Now, this is going to beg him to do a certain reaction, right? His reaction most likely will be to take the underhook and then try to come up to my back. Super common, super easy, super simple. When they do this, as soon as I go, and he frames, right, does a good job. My hands come above him. I'm just going to back step and triangle my legs. Right. Most of you guys probably have already done something similar to this from the top. It's just an easy way to start learning how to saddle. And then we're going to start breaking legs here in a second. So again, my partner's laying flat, right? I start to knee cut. Either side, doesn't matter. Boom, I'm here. I put my hands on the mat, he takes the underhook. Just back step. Triangle your legs. Super simple. Okay. Just one switch. 1, 2, 3. Right? Because it's a chain of techniques, but I want to work one individual at a time. First one we're going to do is a lateral knee bar. For me, this is not the end-all be-all submission, but it starts to get the chain of the ball rolling, right? So our knee cut, same thing, we get to the saddle. Doesn't have to be from the knee cut, just anytime we saddle them. Here, what's my partner's defense? They start to sit up and turn that way, right? He starts to just splitting his legs to try to clear my knee line, right? And here's the thing, if I just stay on a chasing the heel hook, he's gonna tuck his heel, turn, push my knee, and he's gonna clear his knee line, exactly. So what do I have to do? I'm gonna try to drag this leg back, right? But if I just try to go for the outside heel hook, he's still gonna be turning and clearing his knee. Maybe I get this, maybe I don't. Oh, look, he's already halfway cleared. Okay, so there's a situation right in between. As soon as we land, I feel him start to split. I'm gonna go 2 hands to the big toe, right? I'm gonna grab his big toe, I'm gonna lay flat and start to pull it to my chest. Now he can't turn that way. Try to turn. He's gonna break his own leg, right? From here, all we're gonna do is bring it to the center of our chest and start to hip it. Maybe you tap them, maybe you don't. If you can't tap them like this, you start to bring it to the side and wrap their heel. Okay, so it's going to be a simple 1-2. As he starts to turn, 2 hands. Lay flat, bridge, get the tap, great. Okay, if you're here and they're like Gumby, like myself, they might not tap to this because laying flat does relieve a lot of pressure. Get a pit in your armpit, outside heel hook. Look, from here, number 1 mistake I see, guys grab this, they just start to pull. The heel slips, right? They pull because they think they're strong. That's not the goal. I want to put my wristwatch, my bone. Look, if I sit down here on the meat of my forearm always slips. Okay, your bone won't move, hopefully. All right? Use your wristwatch. Now, not palm to palm, because once again, this isn't a very strong leverage or breaking hip. Elbow to elbow at a minimum. If you really hate your partner, switch your hands, you're gonna make a choke, same deal. With that. Okay. From here, my legs, I'm not gonna turn my knees outwards with this. I'm just gonna keep my knees pointed this way, and my chest is gonna rotate for the tap. Again, boom. We're here, knee cut, back step, boom, right away. As soon as I start to fall back on his legs, he starts to turn. 2 hands to the big toe, pull it to my chest. Lay flat, okay? From here, just shoulder bridge, get the tap. If he's not tapping, we cross it over to the armpit, wrist to wrist, right? Try to get elbow to elbow. I teach my students, bad, better, good, switch your hands is the best. Easy tap. Questions? Let's show it one more time. We're here, stepping in, back step, control the legs. Look, he starts to turn right away. Big defense, toes, lay flat, bridge, cross it, elbow to elbow, twist. Good? Let's do it. My autism at night. Kind of fidget spinner. Exactly.
Is that a tap? Okay.
I got hit in the head too many times last night.
Oh, fuck, better. Did you want to try?
First, I want to take note of why we grab the toes versus doing anything else, okay? If my partner has good defense, right, I say, if you want to do defense, go. Right, go, defend, escape. They start to turn. So if I start to chase a heel hook, right, or I start to cross his leg, go, 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 he's going to defend, he's out, right? And the leg lock game is a fast game. It's not a slow game, right? As soon as they get put in a bad position, they're going, right? It's not like, oh, I got to put bomb side control, I'm going to take a breath, and then I'm going to escape. They're going right away. So what do I need to do to stop him from turning? He's trying to turn that way. Grab the big toe and fall back. Okay? All this is doing is stopping my partner from turning. So we just showed a drill. Turn that way. Turn. He can't, right? But what happens? They start to turn the other way. Exactly, right? Because he can turn that way, and he rolls away. Gone. If I want him to not turn that way, hold the other side of the foot. Turn. See, it's physically impossible, right? If I hold both sides of his feet, he can't turn either way because his foot's locked. Okay? So that's all we're doing. He's trying to turn that way, and I'm grabbing the steering wheel and telling him no. Now, the finishing mechanics here. Everybody's doing pretty good on this. This is not you're going to tap everyone. I have yet to be tapped with this, but I have like no ACL anymore and a Gumby leg. So, each his own there. But to tap someone, you're not just going to hold it and then kind of lift. I want to bring my hips as far up as I can and try to tuck this elbow back and create a twisting motion in his knee. There. I like to use my secondary hand to secure his ankle to my chest as well. So this one's coming down, hips going up, right? See his leg already naturally wants to come that way. So I'm pulling it down this way, almost like a slot machine. There. Exactly. Now, we're gonna add one technique on, okay? So we worked, okay, we're here, we're not tapping, passing it this way, okay? But what starts to happen? Guys start to go with the motion. They start to turn that way to escape. Bring it into your pocket. All right, now we're just gonna do an inside heel hook. By far, in my opinion, the best heel hook in the world, right? I've given 4 or 5 leg surgeries with this one. So, same thing, bad, better, good, best, okay? It's always the same. This is bad. A bad heel hook is still a heel hook. Can still hurt some people. This is better. This is good. See, the tension's already creating, right? This is my number one. I don't even go here. I go elbow to elbow. Get the tap. Now, second one, the last one, best. You switch your hands. Okay, I was telling guys this. You touch your ear, but you're not doing this. You're not, I did it. Don't headbutt your finger. Bring your hand to your ear. It probably won't make it there. Right? So again, everything's the same setup. We back step, we land here. Starts to turn, lever, boom. Starts to lay flat and turn with us a little bit. Heel hook, elbow to elbow, twist for the tap, switch for the hands, get the second tap. Questions? Simple? Let's add that on, okay? We're going to stick to the knee cut because what happens, right? Sometimes the guy tries to step on you and kick you away. My brother does this submission phenomenally well. Professor Lucas taught this to me, learned it from the, I'm air quotes on this, the inventor, Braulio Estima. We'll call this the Estima lock. It's a toe hold considered an IBGF. If you're doing any tournament that toe hold can be allowed, then this is a good toe hold option. We start to knee cut, but the guy doesn't bring his knee shield in. He starts to step on your hip. Super common reaction. Now, here's where everybody messes up. They try to guillotine the foot and just arcs from here. It's not gonna work, okay? Where his foot matters. A lot of guys will skirt the line with their toes here. So it becomes a really hard submission to hit. So as soon as I start to wrap, I'm gonna shift his foot to the inside of my stomach. Now, if you've ever seen those weird yoga breathing guys, right? Your goal is to suck your stomach in and create a pocket. I want his foot to go right underneath my ribs. So you want to have almost a loose stomach, concave your stomach a little bit in here. For my giants over there at the keg, good luck, right? So concave your stomach. From here, my secondary leg, this is another thing that happens. You keep your leg far out here, it is able to push his leg past your body because you're not at a good angle with him. You're bladed, and he can clear that as you wrap it, right? As I go, he can clear it. So as I wrap this, I push it to the center, I step up, right? I can even put my knee on the mat if you're flexible enough. I like to kind of take this duck walk stance. Now, his foot's parallel with me. It's concaved under my rib cage. I'm shot this arm through. I'm gonna grab my bicep, and I'm gonna catch the top of his knee. Now, here's where everybody, they try to suplex the ankle. I am gonna suplex the ankle, but don't think of it like you're going straight back. You're gonna go sideways, right? Think you're gonna cut that angle on a suplex. So you're here, and you start to turn. Super tight, right? And then when it happens in competition full speed, it goes boom, takes, and it's tap, right? So it's a deadly one. Practice it slow, but understand that if you're gonna do this in competition, it's gonna be one of those things where if you play around here too long, eventually they will off balance you, they will kick you, they will fight your hands. So it's one of those things, you grab it and you send it, right? So again, just a drill, we're stepping in, boom, toes. Punch it through, center of the stomach, top of the knee, step in, rotate, and get the tap.
Is that left high? Are you wanting that as high?
It's high, yeah.
Okay.
So I actually want to collapse, that's a good question. I want to collapse the knee down. If I'm down here, I can't collapse the ankle. See, I can open his knee. It's hard for me to finish that, especially if they're flexible. And then suplex. Good. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. This one can do whatever it wants. If this one's gonna drop, it needs to be on this side. I don't want it on this side, right? Because his bottom leg's gonna clear pretty quickly. So as soon as I'm here, boom, step in, and then, alright, and just cancel everyone up in the whole summer. I can do it to the center. See how it's low? It's under my ribs, and it's okay.
Kind of like under the tummy.
I'm flexing.
Okay, I think I was also putting my arm really close to you.
Here?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I care that this arm's high touch, never the knee. Right? I don't care what this arm is, as long as it breaks. And then look, another trick is you take your hand and you don't grab your bicep, you grab your tricep. So 50-50, right? We're going to work this from a double guard sit, just both on our butt. But no, it works from when you're on bottom and they're on top, and vice versa. Probably even better if you're here, the one on top like I am. We're going to start 50-50, okay? Crossed ankles, however we want to do it. Peeling the legs is a priority, okay? It's something that's hard to do, but we can work towards it. Depending on which hip you're laying on is deciding whether you're winning 50-50. Right? If Owen falls to this hip, my leg starts becoming more exposed and his feet are flat, and vice versa if I rotate. Now his legs are more exposed. From here, what I like to do when I'm doing this one is get my elbow to the inside of their leg, and I'm going to start shooting my hand that I'm up on my elbow to my side, underneath, okay? So as I do this, look, my arm's going like this, his feet are still crossed. I'm going to peel his legs apart by driving my elbow underneath and finding his toes. Now, if you want to heel hook them, you can. But to keep it legal for IBJJF or tournaments for lower belts, we're just going to do a short ankle. But it's a reverse grip short ankle. Okay, Rafael Kavaka was really good at this, and so this is where I learned it from. I'm going to reach my foot in line with his foot, or my hand, I should say, like this. This is the goal, chopping it. As I'm doing that, I'm collapsing my armpit on top of his foot, and now I'm just going to extend my cross feet. As I do that, I pull my heels to my butt like this. Here, I'm like, once again, touch my own ear and rotate. Okay. If anybody's seen a Woj lock, it's similar but not the same. So again, we're in 50-50, right? I need to start winning the position right away, so I fall away from him. Here. And as I do that, my arms may come underneath both his legs. I'm going to use my elbow to separate his feet, lock the grip, extend legs, and then as I do that, my heels come to my butt as I rotate and get the tap. Okay. Not that hard. If I were to do this from standing, you'll be here, boom, fighting, head cross feet, elbow comes in, break the legs apart, and now I would fall face first and break his leg. Okay. Practice from your butt because it's a little easier, but just know you can work it from the top position as well. Good? This is knee open, right? So
Yeah.
you dig it and you dump it. Right? Like it's not just a 50-50 situation. Because I play this all the time where I'll be leg drag, and then boom. Yeah. Nice. There's always the Johnny Rippo too, you know. That guy. Shift all the way into your foot. Thumb lets his ankle down. You see that puts it lower in your armpit? Now twist and kind of put your chest flat on the mat. That's what you see. That's more of his ankle. Right? I will say, especially being female, it's going to be very hard to break the guy. I don't break the guy's shin. For you, it's going to be very hard for your form to break through someone's shin, unless you're those giants. Right? So it's like hard to break through their shin. So if you just dig, I always think about putting my thumb bone on that ankle bone. So when I lock now, I can twist. Right? And then, like I said, my goal is to put my chest to the mat. And that'll put a lot of sideways torque on it. I am using my legs, but it's my chest more than anything else. So all of you do it, it's what they call heisting. So if you're heist up, right? And you're trying to go. But what happens if you start to heist? Guys either grab a single leg, or they stand up, or they do both. It doesn't matter, right? And then right into the legs, right? And so, but like a lot of guys will start to, once you're good at that, they won't single leg, they'll just stand up and back away. So literally doing instead of that, like that. I got one time you stand up, now step your left leg, boom. So now like I'm here, and then I'm here, right? And it just leads into a chain of saddle attacks. And even if like you're playing, now you just won't engage, you just stay far. After doing this, I'm tying you. And what you do, you're gonna circle to my back. So again, right? So like the chain just becomes forever endless of can't run away from it. You can't. You have to literally just be playing playing track. Sorry.
Have you ever entered from like a butterfly arm drag?
I did this last weekend. I was fighting something else. And I went like this. I was like, look at that. Butterfly. There. But what happened was, as I lifted him, I crossed his feet there. So, boom, cross your feet. Took him over his head, landed, and heel hook.
I would say one like, well, I went and looked it up after, but me and Evan, yeah, and I just kept hitting everything.
So I've been doing butterfly half here, right? Where we're here. Because everybody tries to do that go in their iron, like they pummel their leg, boom, and then they start to cross face them. So a lot of times now, as they start to cross face me, I bump them this way, start to come up here, we're gonna hip high, hip high, boom, and then I find the leg. Oh no. Jeez. Illegal. Illegal. So 50-50 or partner stand. This is actually the only heel hook I've seen work effectively in MMA, because here you're guarding yourself, right? You get your face punched and it's terrible, and you can hook the back leg, spin underneath. Now you don't get punched, and you land in the heel hook. So I learned this from an old training partner of mine, Giancarlo Bodoni. He's a two-time ADCC champion. We train together. He has black belt as well from Lucas Lepri, and I'm affiliated with Lucas as well. So we train together a lot, especially through our lower belts. From here, your triangle, your feet are gonna go across, okay? The hardest part of this technique is using this leg like a pole and spinning around it, okay? So for some of my guys, it might be easier than others. Yeah, you've been, right? So from here, the goal is to get to this back leg. If I can just touch it with my hand, great. I touch it, I spin. As I spin, I switch my hands. Look, his foot will float. We call this the ghost heel hook because it's like, boom, I found it. Right? And right away, elbow to elbow, we're in backside 50. We have a super strong tap here. If my partner, his leg is further back, I need to build momentum to swing around that leg. So I'll literally be fighting, hands up high, and spin. Boom. So when you get the back leg, look, the heel just appears. Right? It's like a ghost. Right? Switch the hands for the good one, elbow to elbow for a basic one. One more time, questions?
You're not using any kind of reverse lever grip, you're just.
No, if I go underneath the leg at all, then it's going to be bad for me. This foot has to stay in my armpit. So I just swing.
Sweet.
Good, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Now spin. Now find his heel. Elbow to elbow. So these guys were talking about where do we want his leg bent or not when I do the 50-50. Stand for me. Spin. Here, if his leg is straight and your leg is straight, I need to bend it. Look, you have your legs to use to tuck it in. I'm punching it. Like I punch the sole of his foot to tuck it in, right? And then get the tap. Turn for me. If we were here, okay, say we were in 50-50 and I find the heel this way, it's the same thing. Okay, if I'm here, I fall forward, or I just try to fall like back to my shoulder and try to tap him. Look, his leg gets very straight. Not that I can't tap him. He's feeling it a little bit, but that's also pretty easy to escape right where I am. We want to tuck. Where our elbow is where my shoulder needs to go. Right? The same goes for a straight foot lock. If I have a straight foot lock, okay, good straight foot lock, this is what everyone does. Never works. Replace the tip of your shoulder with the tip of your elbow, super tight. The heel hook is no exception from 50, right? Once I get here, say I just found it from 50-50, I just replace the tip of my shoulder with the tip of my elbow. Boom, puts a good bend in his leg just by replacing. Good bend, good bite, and then I twist. Doesn't matter what grip I have, I'm not doing that or that, I'm doing that. Right where there's an indent, you put your shoulder, boom. That is like a rule with 90% of leg locks. Outside heel hook, inside heel hook, straight foot lock, Kavaka lock. If you're on your elbow, replace it with the tip of your shoulder and it'll become 10 times better, okay? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Roll. I touch my foot. behind his hip. Now, super leg.
The super saddle.
They call it super saddle. It's been sick. My brother did got brought up for a camp in Israel back before all this stuff, like 2019. And he trained with Ito Mora. And Ito was teaching this, and it's just your shoelace tucked in there. And you don't want to keep your triangle squeezed tight with your knees because you'll push, exactly. You want to flare your knees out. Now see it. Not impossible, but it's hard, right? And it's just my shoelaces here. And sometimes like lateral knee bar, right? You're fighting this, and you can triangle your leg, and you can tuck it there, right? A lot of times you have to roll, or if you're good enough on the back step to tuck it, you can tuck it in the back step. With the super saddle is my favorite control position. I always tell my students, if you can keep their feet, right, and hold them down, you can have a good control position. Right? Jiu-jitsu's not good, it's okay. I hit this like 3 or 4 times on a couple guys. We all go ahead and arm choke, right? And arm choke's great. They start to turn away, boom, and flare your arms tight. You go here, you keep this arm deep, you grab your elbow, you cut your angle. Everybody tries to, I'm never gonna beat him, he's too strong. I go up, chest forward, yeah. Or I drag back and put it onto the mat, look at my fist, and the knuckles, hand on my forearm, down. It's called a forest. Or you can do it from the back too. You're here, you're trying to choke them, they're reaching for this hand, they put it above their head. Arm deep, 2 hands on that. Then you use your foot to kick, grab behind, and then wedge. Just like this. It's fucking good.